Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2020 season, as we reflect on St Helens' 28-14 defeat here at the Castleford Tigers on a Sunday afternoon. A little bit cold, especially when you forgot your coat, and there was nothing there.
That's not me, is it? Not lad.
And there was nothing there to warm the cockles, was there, Kevin?
Unfortunately not. Quite a tepid performance, that. Disappointing in a lot of aspects, and I think we lost it in the first half. We had the rare treat of standing together at the game today.
In isolation?
In isolation, yeah, over on the far side. Listen, players don't go out there and not give 100%. They don't do it. I don't believe that that's the case, but I think the execution and the intensity, passing, skills, decision was a very, very second best to Castleford today. Castleford were good for the win. They deserved it, 100% deserved it. But I just think there's a lot to work on there for Saints.
For me, the thing that was evident in that first half was Castleford's line speed and our lack of it. And they just seemed on top of us. And from each play of the ball, we seemed to be throwing that looping pass out. And by the time it hit the first man, Castleford were on top of us, and I think there was in each set, if we watch it back, maybe a couple of tackles where we didn't go anywhere. We didn't seem to be making the hard yards up the pitch to give ourselves the right to play. And it's not often you have to say that we were essentially a beaten pack at times in that game.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a couple of times when I'm on about honesty, and it's not, as I say, I don't believe players go out there and don't give 100%. You can have it where you've got the majority of your team, majority of your pack, whatever, don't have a good game, but it's the honesty of making them hard yards and doing things tough and keeping it basic at times. I'm not talking about one-up rugby, but even in the first half, I thought at times we were panicking a little bit and trying to throw balls out, and you're thinking, what's the thought process there? It's easy for us to say it stood on the terraces and not have a 15-stone bloke coming running at you to tackle you, but yeah, it's just it's a disappointing game, that from start to finish.
Now, when we went, I think, 10 points down, at the moment there seems to be a little bit of a lack of belief amongst the fan base on the terraces. It's probably safe to say you probably look at the social media, but does that then correspond down to the pitch? Is it reflected on the pitch? I'm not blaming the fans for it, but if there's a lack of belief among the fan base, is that creeping into the team a little bit? Because at times, for me, we seem to be forcing it at the wrong time, far too early, and panicking. Yeah,
I think there's a nervousness, as you say, fan base as well. You just have a look at our mentions, and you'll see. Well, you'll see even when we do 6-word match report, when I remember to do it later on. You'll see there's a lot of negativity there. There will be some knee-jerk, but people will articulate themselves quite well, and they'll put the nerves across. And you're right. I mean, last year, Johnny Lomax, Theo Farge, brilliant at 6 and 7, had that platform. And this time we seem to be going down a couple of blind alleys, maybe not making people think, have we been found out how we play? We need to just change something up a little bit different. I don't think there's too much, this is going to sound really daft, I don't think there's too much wrong, but there's a lot to work on. It's almost like if you fix little 1 and 2 percenters, all of a sudden things start clicking, and you start getting better and better. I'm not saying that we're only like 2% away from putting 60 on a team, but we're probably 20%, and you've got 10 things to work on there.
For me, if things are going to be going wrong, this is the time of year for it to be going wrong.
Just before we all shut down for about 4 weeks.
Well, like the football season, everything will be null and void tomorrow anyway. We'll start again in August. But no, yeah, do we need that break, do you think? Just to maybe just reset? Because after the off-season, we started off against Salford, opening game of the year, like an absolute house on fire, like we'd never been away. We were good against Sydney, but since then it's tailed off. Do we need just that chance just to get back together, reset, and go again when the season restarts?
It depends what you can do in that close down. It depends if the lads can go in and do bits, whether it be ball handling, whether it be fitness work, whether it be strength and conditioning. If we can't do any of that, then, I mean, you're probably better off trying to iron your mistakes out on the field. But if you can get in and you can get some good work done, some good quality video work, some good quality kind of skills, some, I don't know, just working at basics, then yeah, what you look like you're about to start laughing there.
Just thought something for the end.
All right.
Yeah. For me today, our handling was poor as well, and I think Cass. Did they have any incomplete sets? I'd love to see Cass's completion rate because I thought it was really high, and they built on the back of that. And on that small pitch, when you've got that crowd behind you, you can't really afford to fall behind you. Listen, we've lost here with other coaches. Holbrook's lost here. Well, everybody's lost here at Saints. It's a really hard place to come, and I don't think we put ourselves in a position to win that game today at any point.
Yeah, that's it. As I say, the first half cost us. It's when you're making mistake and they're completed, and as you say, they've got a great crowd here. I mean, like any good fan base, they've got behind it, like our fans do. Get behind them. Little tight and compact. I mean, you can argue whether the stadium should still be a Super League stadium, but it's reminiscent of Knowsley Road, isn't it?
Listen, I've always said I like coming here.
I love it.
It's old school, isn't it?
This is one of my favourite grounds. Yeah. That doesn't mean that
it should be here.
It should be here. But yeah, because they've got that kind of intimidating atmosphere, they use it to their advantage. And you know what? They started getting on top, and once they were 14 up, was it? Saints of old, you'd have probably turned around and gone, yeah, we've got a chance here. But Saints of the past 4 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks probably, you turn around and say, probably not at the minute because we're not quite firing.
Talking of teams using things to their advantage, do we need to use the concussion interchange a little bit more? I think, was it used 3 or 4 times today?
Yeah, listen.
If it's genuine concussion protocol, fair enough. It just seems 4 in a game. Are we headhunters?
Well, that's it. I mean,
we all came back on, I think, didn't we?
I don't know if Matausi did. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know.
No, it's a genuine question.
Yeah, no.
Do teams use it to their advantage?
Possibly. I think Warrington have been accused of it. Not for me. I think you stick to the rules. You don't go throwing yourself to the floor with any bit of contact and then get up 20 seconds later once the physio's been on and you're like,
like both yellows.
No comment.
I think neither. For me, neither were a yellow. For the first one, he's ducking into the challenge, and Louis goes off his shoulder.
Matty Lee's. Louis did the second one.
Matty Lee, sorry, and Louis' one for me, he's just committed to it. Does he need to do it? Maybe not, but it's not a yellow.
I think that's where I'm not digging Louis out here at all. I think that's kind of one of the symptoms of us not doing things properly, like a lazy grab.
Yeah.
And listen, it's a reaction. It's somebody putting their arm out because what he wants to do, he wants to stop that kick. He wants to make sure that player doesn't make the break.
It's a split second.
It's a split second decision. But that's where I go back to me 1%, where you start thinking they need to tighten up. You need to not put yourself in the position that you're giving the referee a chance to make a decision.
What do we need to do over the next few weeks? Apart from self-isolate.
Listen, it's easy to say get back to basics, but you were on about the looping passes before. Let's get our composure back. Let's take a minute, step back, look at it logically. And I know fans who, like, we've been speaking to a couple of fans who drinks been taken today, and they've been asking who's in charge on the field, and you all know who I was on about because he might have been drunk after Wembley. But it's a case of just get your composure back. That's Coots' second game of the season, but really...
And do you know what? You could tell.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants to do. The timing was a little bit off at times. There was a great pass out for Tommy's first try. That'll come in weeks to come.
Yeah, of course it will. And it's amazing once you go to the right and we end up scoring a try. We've been a bit too reliant, and that's probably where we've gone wrong. We're a bit too reliant on that left-hand edge, like we were early Holbrook, I'd say. Probably at most of Kieran Cunningham's reign. Being able to switch it and not giving teams chance to just block up one edge. I think there was quite a bit on social media about that left edge defensively. We've put, how many centres have we had there this season? Costello, Percival, Knowles,
Wellesby.
So people are going to start digging out an 18, 19-year-old lad for it.
Have we played a left centre in the same game twice? Personally, but apart from that, listen, it's Wellesby's first game there.
Yeah.
That takes time. And listen, Castleford Tigers did it all game.
Yes. Yeah.
Danny Richardson got man of the match from his sponsors.
Yeah.
Coincidental. I didn't see enough from him there today to say I'd want him back. He does the really off-the-cuff things well, but for me, doesn't still focus on structure, and I'm glad it's going well for him here.
I thought he had a good game, but to be honest, you put him into that Saints team today, and it still comes away with the same result.
Yeah.
It's not like we'd have that spark, but I think behind Castleford's back here, I think he did. I think he did all right. I think he was good. Whether he was man of the match, listen, that's his sponsor's decision. Yeah.
And I think he'll go well here for Cass, and it's probably just what they need alongside Truman. Listen, we're not bagging Cass here at all. Cass was really good. I think we said at the end of the game, Cass won by 14 today, and I think that flattered us.
Yes, yeah. That's it. I mean, you get the break try at the end, which brings it that little tiny bit closer that you're happy about because you backed Thompson any time at 3-1. But yeah, we were off, weren't we? We were off. Same as Huddersfield.
I thought today we were worse than Huddersfield.
Yeah.
I thought at Huddersfield there was enough in there to actually win the game. I thought today
we'd lost it in the first half.
And I think we let ourselves down.
And that's it. We still, in the second half, we did improve. There was a slight improvement there. And we did have, I'm just worried about that sun. I'll use my head as a block for that sun.
I usually block the sun.
Yeah, I know. We still had ball in good field position. But again, I think it was us pushing it. I think it was us worrying. I think it was us, we've got to score on this set. No, you've just got to get down there. And I think
it was after 15 minutes we were trying that.
Yeah, well, we turned one over on their line through Theo Fage, and you think, that's fine. Now you need a good defensive set and make them only make it to their 30. Maybe 40 to push. And then when their kick comes, put pressure on it. I think that's what we've got to go back to working on.
I said at the end of the game, I think we need, it just sounds awful, a couple of easier fixtures to find ourselves again. I said, who do we play next? You said Leeds. I said, no, who do we play in 6 weeks? So the shutdown's coming.
But you know what? If by some strange quirk we have to go to Leeds next Friday, there's no way.
If we perform like that,
if we turn in like that, we'll beat Leeds.
Get him in here. Corona shutdown, we think, is coming tomorrow. Just like the football season, hopefully it'll be null and void. Glad to see Jürgen has lent you his glasses anyway, Kevin.
These are brand new ones. These, I think it's more. What's his Wagner?
But they're wearing as one-eyed. They're not as one-eyed as this seems to be.
Yeah, they're more David Wagner, the old Huddersfield manager, I think.
Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If there's no match preview this week, we will do some sort of Q&A session. Don't know who we're with.
Do it on your own, self-isolate.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you soon.